He's getting a net. I like the look of that. All right, it's a momentous day. Hopefully not a complete bust, but we got Jim Cooley from Cave Research and Stephen Van Rhein from KC Parks. And what's going on here today, gentlemen?
Well, we're having some folks from the Bat Conservancy and from MDC come and take a look at the cave here at Roanoke Park Cave to see what kind of bats might be roosting in it over this winter, particularly the tricolor bat, which we know is in the Kansas City area but has been on a decline due to white nose disease. And there's a little bit of a question about the way that the tricolor bat has rebounded on the east side of the state, and maybe it hasn't so well rebounded over here, so they're just beginning to check out some populations to see if there's trying to discover some differences there. In addition to that, there's potentially some kind of potentially rare isopods in the cave, so that's what Gene with the Department of Conservation is going to be looking for. In recent history, we got this great bat access gate put on the cave. It wasn't here before, and I can let Jim talk about that. He had a lot to do with that.
Yeah, so the cave had been walled up by presumably the city for many decades. And then sometime around late 2019 to 2020, someone busted through the walled up gate down in this corner, just a hole big enough for someone to get into the cave. And they got into the cave, and then that's when we found out about it, and I forget who called me, but we came down to look at it, and sure enough, there's a cave back in there. And so the Conservancy, the Park Conservancy, decided that this would be a great opportunity to make a educational place for teaching about bats and teaching about how you protect bats with cave gates and so on and so forth. And so I offered to design them a gate. I was trained by Missouri Department of Conservation and Bat Conservation International back in 2009 on how to design and build these gates. And so I designed them a gate, and the Conservancy took that design and with my enthusiastic blessing found a very, very good contractor to build this gate, and they had to tear out the rest of the rock wall to do it, which was a large effort here, and that's what all this rock detritus is out in front of the cave. And then they built this gate, probably about 4 to 6 months ago, somewhere around there. And now we're getting in there to count the critters and see, one, if bats have recolonized the cave in the intervening 5 years that it was open. That's more likely to occur going forward with a larger gate. This is a gate that is a result of decades of research by Bat Conservation International and the American Cave Conservation Association. It's the cross members, the horizontal members have bars underneath them, and it makes them particularly good for airflow to flow in and out of the cave. And the bats, as they fly into the cave, will catch a little bump when they go over these things because of the sort of wing-shaped cross members. So the bats they really like it.
Interesting.
Now these are called bat guards, and bats did not evolve in a world full of cave gates. They evolved in a world full of trees, and so bats can fly around at night with their sonar or their echolocation, which is basically a form of sonar. They can see trees, but if you don't have this thing on the front, they can't see these things sticking out from the tree.
Okay.
So what these do is if you don't have these, the bats will fly in and they'll clip a wing back here and break a wing, and that'll be a dead bat eventually coming in and out. So that's what these are, and they also add structural rigidity. Caves are like catnip to certain people. I'm a caver, I'm one of them. I don't break into caves, but there are lots of people who do. So this is a gate that is designed to keep people out and let the bats in.
Awesome.
And that's how it's designed.
Authorized people.
Yeah, for authorized access.
Yeah.
The positive thing is it keeps 98% of the adult humans out.
Exactly.
And here at the, we were going to do it this today, but it's too cold to really do the survey. But we are going to make a map of this cave so that in the event the Cave Research Foundation and Kansas City Area Grotto, the local caving club, a detailed map so that if we ever have to go find somebody in this cave, we know the full extent of the cave, at least at the day the map was made. So
Excellent.
that's going to be our spring, one of our spring projects.
All right.
So there you have it.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
He's getting a net. I like the look of that.